Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel and thank you so much for joining me this week. So this week I'm going to be talking about what is missing from most of the unit plans that I see in most of my collaborations with schools and different institutions. So if you're interested in finding out what are those elements that are missing from unit planners, then please keep on watching. Okay, so I have the absolute privilege of collaborating with different educational institutions to develop curriculum and instruction. And when we actually start the journey together and the partnerships, we always look at what is existing, because we don't want to be starting with a blank piece of paper. And there is always a lot of valuable experience and ideas in the unit plans that exist. But the one thing that I find is really missing is the depth of understanding, encouraging students and leading students to that depth of conceptual understanding that we want. So I see units normally have a conceptual lens. Let's say it's power, or it's conflict, or it's relationships, or it's form, function. And that is the conceptual lens that helps bring the unit together and interconnect all the different ideas. And then I also normally see this big overarching conceptual statement that kind of covers the breadth of understanding that we want students to have from the unit. But what is missing? What is missing are those specific conceptual understandings, normally 4 to 7 in a primary unit or 5 to 9 in a secondary unit, that actually drive the learning experiences. So those conceptual understandings are more specific, topical generalizations or conceptual understandings, and we design a series of lessons that lead to those deep conceptual understandings. So I'm going to try and give you an example of one. So I'm just going to read out a couple of examples from my book, this book here, on page 64. So a big overarching idea for a unit in mathematics may be, mathematics reveals patterns that might have remained unseen. And you can see that that is quite an overarching conceptual idea that gives breadth of understanding. But in order to help our students have depth of understanding, here is something that is a little bit more topical and specific. Statistical analysis and graphic displays often reveal patterns in seemingly random data or populations, enabling predictions. So you can see that that is more specific, and you can also see what learning looks like. You're going to be designing learning experiences using statistical analysis and graphic displays so that you can help your students see patterns and trends and enable predictions and draw some kind of conclusions. So my recommendation when you're unit planning is, yes, to have that breadth of conceptual understanding with 1 or 2 lenses and an overarching statement. But it's so important that we have that depth of understanding, and having 4 to 7 for primary or 5 to 9 for secondary, these generalizations, conceptual understandings that will give your units that depth of understanding that you want, right? We want breadth and we actually want depth as well. So thank you so much for joining me this week. If you have any comments, feel free to put it in the section below, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.